Forget rooftop tents as you know them. Jeep and Dometic just bolted a carbon fiber spaceship onto a Wrangler, and it unfolds into a 270-degree glamping fortress. By the end of this video, you might be planning your next vacation on your roof. Overlanding in the United States has exploded over the last 5 years because people crave off-grid freedom without dragging a 5,000-pound camper wherever they go. Until now, the formula was simple. Buy a beefy roof rack, bolt on a hard-shell tent, hang an awning off the side, and live with the extra weight, wind noise, and sky-high center of gravity. Jeep Performance Parts and Dometic looked at that juggling act and asked a better question. Why not fuse both pieces into one sleek, aerodynamic pod that bolts straight to the Wrangler's roll cage and hardtop? The result is the ARTT system, short for Awning and Rooftop Tent. Picture a carbon fiber clamshell perched on a JL-generation Wrangler Unlimited. It weighs roughly 30 pounds less than comparable aluminum boxes and sits low enough to avoid the usual mileage penalty. Press one button and Dometic's AIR frame inflation tech whooshes to life. Instead of metal poles, air beams expand to full strength in under a minute, pitching a queen-size rooftop tent on the passenger side and swinging a 270-degree awning around the driver's side and rear. No rattles, no loose joints, just a neat hiss and a satisfying thump as everything locks itself in place. Inside that tent is a legitimate 60 by 80-inch footprint. Yes, a real queen mattress fits, which means no more diagonal sleep contortions. The shell's hinge line runs along the driver's edge, so half of the tent pivots skyward while the other half slides toward the passenger side, complete with a telescoping ladder. If you would rather stay inside the vehicle when nature calls at 2 in the morning, pop out the Wrangler's Freedom panels and climb through an interior portal. A purpose-built carbon fiber step caps the center console to protect the touchscreen and gives you a stable foothold. In practice, you swing your legs up, push through the roof, and you are under the stars without ever touching wet grass. Now let's talk shade. Traditional side awnings cover about 180 degrees, leaving you exposed once the sun arcs behind the truck. ARTT's awning starts on the driver's side, inflates, and sweeps nearly 3/4 of a circle until it reaches the tailgate. LED strips baked into each support arm deliver 400 lumens apiece, so camp chores do not stop when daylight does. A tension cable that hooks to the hood keeps the fabric taut in a breeze and doubles as a convenient place to hang towels. Best of all, you can still swing the tailgate and lift glass completely open, so the cooler and recovery gear remain accessible. Who benefits? Weekend warriors save time because the entire campsite deploys in about 60 seconds. Mountain bikers roll up Friday night, hit the button, crash early, and hit the trail at sunrise. Digital nomads get spare roof real estate for solar panels, giving them enough juice to run a laptop and a Starlink dish while streaming from Zion. Families love the awning's shaded play zone, and parents appreciate that the latter sits on the passenger side, away from traffic when parked on a shoulder. Of course, no concept is perfect. Carbon fiber plus inflatable tech will not be cheap. Industry insiders whisper a $6,000 to $8,000 price tag if and when it hits dealers. Right now, compatibility is limited to the 4-door Wrangler. Unlimited because that rig offers the right wheelbase and roof structure. 2-door Wrangler and Gladiator owners may have to wait or retrofit. Jeep and Dometic are gauging feedback here at Overland Expo West in Flagstaff. And hint, they will show a production version at SEMA later this year. How does ARTT stack up against a typical aftermarket build? A conventional setup can take 4 to 6 hours to install, adds up to 220 pounds, and punches a brick-shaped hole in the air. You usually lose 2 miles per gallon on the highway and still need a ladder hanging off the side. ARTT bolts up in under 2 hours thanks to factory hardtop mounting points, weighs roughly 140 pounds total, and its slippery shell slices wind like a surfboard. Add the interior portal, full rear access, and those integrated lights, and you can see why this system turns heads faster than satin black beadlocks. Imagine rolling into Yellowstone, tapping one button, And while your neighbor is still unfolding poles, you are already seasoning a cast iron skillet on a 2-burner stove under soft LED glow. No flapping fabric, no guessing which side the sun will punish in an hour. Pack up is equally fast. Bleed the air beams, swing the awning back, pull the ladder, drop the shell, and latch 4 clamps. Total break camp time? Maybe 3 minutes. That ease of use could change how people shop. Many newcomers hesitate to buy rooftop tents because they dread setup drama. ARTT turns the process into a party trick. For hardcore overlanders, ditching. The heavy roof rack lowers your Jeep's center of gravity, improving stability on technical trails like Hell's Revenge. For city dwellers, the low-profile pod means you still fit in parking garages without a heart-stopping scrape. Let's address durability. Dometic rates the air beams to withstand winds over 30 miles per hour. Replaceable bladders slide out, if you ever puncture one. The carbon shell uses automotive-grade UV resin, so fading should be minimal. Drain channels route rainwater away from door seals, and Jeep's roll cage tie-ins transfer loads directly to the frame, eliminating the sheet metal fatigue that plagues generic racks. Picture your favorite campsite. Red rock arches, pine-scented alpine lakes, maybe a stretch of Outer Banks sand. With ARTT, arrival becomes part of the adventure narrative. Friends gather to watch the Jeep transform. Phones come out. Instagram. Stories fly and your rig becomes the evening's fireplace. That social shareability is exactly why this concept has viral written all over it. Still on the fence? Think resale. Factory-backed accessories tend to hold value because new owners trust OEM engineering. A turnkey rooftop condo could bump the Wrangler's price on the used market far more than random bolt-ons. Plus, because it mounts without cutting, you can swap it to your next JL when you trade up. In a market where rooftop tents have blurred together, integrating the awning, the tent, interior access, and lighting into one cohesive package feels obvious in hindsight, but it took Jeep and Dometic to pull the trigger. If they green light production, competitors will scramble to match, and overland culture will shift toward lighter, smarter gear. So here is the question that decides everything. Would you pay $8 grand for the convenience of a one-touch deployable rooftop condo that keeps your Wrangler's tailgate and clearance intact? Drop your answer in the comments, argue your case, and let the keyboard campfire roar. One commenter will snag a Shift Path swag pack because great debates deserve great rewards. In the meantime, stay tuned. We are just getting started. Next week, we are test driving the LiDAR-equipped 2026 Subaru Outback prototype to see if its trail mapping tech can rival a seasoned spotter. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and keep it in drive.